The Highlanders have not conceded for 3 full matches in Super Rugby, and the last time they did concede any points was against another Australian opponent. That match was against the Rebels, and now they're up against the Western Force in the 2017 Super Rugby season. Hello everyone and welcome along to Cornflakes Crib, your home of Rugby Challenge 2. In the Highlanders career mode, we're up back at home against the Western Force. Now the Western Force are one of those sides that the Highlanders always seem to struggle against, but the coaching staff has decided after the Lions last week, keep the rotations fresh against these sides. Well, you can't really say that the Force are really struggling at the bottom of the table these days. They're a good mid-table Australian side and they're really pulling their weight a bit more, but the Highlanders have chosen to go with a bit of rotation. Let's have a look at the side. It's got Foreman, Mitchell and Alfaro in the front row. It's a Bethel, Partner, Duplessis and an all-South African second row. Armitage, Warburton, Faletau and a very Northern Hemisphere looking back row of the forward pack. Gordy will be at 9. He'll partner up with Sopawanga with the 2 destructive wingers, North and Savia, in the centres. Osborne and Stowers have been standouts on the wings off the bench, and rare starts for them. They will partner on the 2 wings and will look to continue their impressive form. Robbie Robinson will get the nod at fullback as Ben Smith sits this one out for a bit of a rest. Now, the last time these two sides met was in pre-season, and the score then was very close. As I said, the Force seemed to push this Highlanders side. It was on that day 17 points to 14, and you can really 17 points to 12, sorry, and you can really say that the Force always have that upset within their grasp. And with a very good side as well, it's less than surprising as to why they are that good. A very good forward pack. Cowan and Charles, Australian players, young and very talented. Vahamahina, another French talented second rower. Cultural, Wadrago and Derbyshire, big, fast, powerful back rowers. But it's the backs when you look at Mathewson and Holmes. A very snappy 9-10 combination. Small but very quick. Tuatara Morrison and Hayward this time partner in the midfield. Now, if you can remember, in the pre-season it was Kuznetsova who was at outside centre, and he really struggled to keep up with the pace of the match. I'm thinking here Hayward partnering Tuatara Morrison will only be good things here for the Western Force. Cummins is on the right wing and Morahan's at the back to just finish off what is a very, very good Western Force side. And it's little surprise that they're going as well as they are in the Australian Conference of Super Rugby for 2017. We look set for action here. The two sides are already out in the park, so we're going to get down and get started with a kickoff. Robbie Robinson will be kicking this match off. The fullback tonight, he's been playing very well at fly half, but it is the Highlanders in the blue and yellow, the Force in the white and blue. We are underway. Robinson goes sky high and Stowers is flying through. Big tackle from Sherwin Stowers, and look at this from the Highlanders. The forwards are all there, and our forward has the ball. He's got North. Oh, he misses Savia, and Warburton turns. Warburton goes for the corner, but he's taken out. Great tackle. And a turnover from the Force as well, and a penalty not releasing. Tuatara Morrison. Wow, what an explosive opening exchange here between these two sides. And instantly the Highlanders point to the post. They're going to have a shot at goal. And they want some points on the board early here. They want to get the Force out of this match because they know they are a team that run on momentum. And if they can get that momentum out of their heads, get that passion, get that real behind themselves out of the way, the Highlanders should feel they'll scamper away with this one. And Sopawanga has done exactly that. The Force will feel a bit discouraged about that start, and that's exactly what the Highlanders will want them to feel as well. Zach Holmes back at halfway. He'll kick off very flat and straight down. to none other than Armitage, and he finds North over Sopawanga. Great ball to Savea. He looks to fend through, but Warburton has to come across as Stowers looks to bust away, somehow passing to North. Finally the force intercept one, and Derbyshire gets the ball. Juice looks wide, and just about through goes Hayward. Just outside the 22, the force trying to break away. Mathewson with an early little run. He's a dangerous runner as Mathewson off the back of these rucks. Charles goes away to Tortara Morrison, and they look straight out for Cummins, and he's picked up and hammered from Savea. That is one matchup between Cummins and Savea. Turnover ball, and Gorey has it. Afoa, first receiver, beautiful pass, and North, big tackle on George North. Look to play the gap as Gordy goes himself and runs sideways, straight through the hole. There's a great run by the scrum half, kicks over top, Afoa goes chase, and pitches, sits off for Cummins, who's forced into touch. Great chase from Afoa. Well, he had no choice. He had two Highlanders players ranging and very close to him. And as a result, there'll be a line out. And it's to be to the front, finds Gordy. Sopawanga delivers a bullet wide for Sevilla. North has to go for it. Great tackle. That was an unbelievable hit. The pass from Stowers has gone forward. The Highlanders give away an easy finish there. That was the tackle. Savea actually bust straight through. If he kept going, he could have gone all the way himself.
Seth.
Scrum feet for the force and Mathewson. Put it in, and the force getting a good shove. Derbyshire has it at the back, and they look open side. Holmes, big tackle from the scrum half, Gordy, and he goes himself, flinging it out to Osborne. He's fallen over. Osborne with a chance up against a fullback. He can't get the inside run. Beautiful tackle, Morahan. It's the Beath, finds Filatel. North. George North bulldozing.
Release.
Very close. North. Gordy. Supawanga. Here's an easy one. It'll be Mitchell. What an outstanding moment for the young hooker. Well, they're not very often they get gifts like that, but Mitchell scores the easiest of his career. Standing out wide with Stowers. And Sherwin says, just have this one, my big front row friend. Dots it down himself. Beautiful play. Stowers right there. How close was George North? That was a bulldozing run from him. Here's Sopawanga's pass. Mitchell would have been absolutely having nightmares about that ball going forward, knocking it on, but he's got the job done. Great catch and beautiful finish. Well, the Highlanders are putting the force away here convincingly at the moment. Here's Sopawanga with his second shot at goal. He's got the penalty. Now he adds a conversion. It's 10-0. And the time ticks on here that the Highlanders have not conceded any points. Of course, their second match was 1914 over the Rebels. And since then, the Hurricanes, Chiefs and Lions have failed to score a single point against this Highlanders outfit. Here's Holmes kicking off. Down it goes. Duplessis and Afoa find it up wide. And here's North. Straight through the middle goes George North. Puts on the fend. Great tackle, Morahan, though. Drags them down just short of halfway. And the Force get the ball back. Mathewson hammered. That's a battle between Mathewson and Gorey. Entertaining stuff. There's big tackle on Holmes. But somehow the ball squirts out and he gets away with it. Running away. Holmes again with it. They got a bit messy there, the Force. And they just about lose the ball, but some late comers to the ruck have saved it. Here's a big kick from Hayward. He's gone very aerial. Sits up between Robertson and Stowers, and the two of them. George North hit it on a platter, and he knocks it on. Unbelievable stuff from the big man. The Force get it back. Their advantage quickly over as Warburton puts in a thumper, and he will surely get this, but no, he's not. I thought he'll definitely get that turnover, but it will slowly come back for the Highlanders anyway. Gordy goes well. Savia draws in Defoe. He's going into Cummins. Wrong player. It should have gone to Osborne. There's a chance here for the Force. Beautiful ball. And down it goes for Matthewson. Floats one. A chance for Cummins. Agonisingly close. The Force looking left and right. Here's Cowan going close. Matthewson again. He started it all. Holmes looks to run himself. He's taken from Warburton. Matthewson again. Going again. Just about. Warburton turns it over. Throws it out to Osborne. Faletau says enough of this and thumps it into touch. Brilliant defence on the goal line from the Highlanders. That is clinical defence. And they hold their goal line once again scoreless for another half of rugby. 10-0, but the Force, oh goodness me, should have scored that try 100 times over. The Highlanders, such good defenders, but the Force guilty on a couple of occasions of just giving some loose passes, no one really having an idea of going forward, and it cost them as the Highlanders had time to regroup just to hang on in the end. Turnover by Warburton, who has been brilliant at 7 tonight, keeps them scoreless in the first half of the Highlanders lead 10-0. Possession, look at this, Force with 54% and 73% of territory. The Western Force are going very well at the moment. The Highlanders guilty of giving away their own ball too much. 13 handling errors, which is just an absolute horrible amount. Just one from the Force. Line break so 5-2. Force showing they know how to break the line. The finishing letting them down. The Highlanders just one try from their 5 line breaks. That won't please them much at all. But the win is the most important thing. Just one try on the board. The Force aren't going away like they'd hoped. And as a spectacle for the neutral, it's a good match out here in the Super Rugby competition. We are getting through the Highlanders now in their 6th match and looking to keep their undefeated run going here at Forsyth Bar Stadium. Let's get back down to the action in the second half. It's about to kick off. Holmes has been heavily involved in this match. Numerous runs as he kicks off again. He goes high across to his forwards and Afoa. Beautifully taken. Here's Sopawanga. Hands on him for Warburton. Here's Julian Salvea. Busting away against the fullback, but Murahan once again. Brilliant defence from him at fullback. Highlanders get numbers. Slowly to this breakdown. And Gordy will have the ball. He goes to North. Feeds it to Faletau. Beautiful pass from Faletau to Osborne. And he has smoked Cummins. Leaves him for dust. And puts that one down with authority on the corner. Well, it could have been a tight, close finish into the corner if Cummins hadn't completely lost his marbles. Watch this and just see how Cummins lost his footing or something went wrong here. Beautiful ball from Faletau. Cummins was running across. Just kind of got his foot stuck in the ground. Something went wrong there for him, and it all went south as Osborne just scampered away on a canter for that try. There's Cummins on the left. He just stopped there, stopped cold, completely killed his momentum, and gave Osborne the easiest of runs in. That is 3 tries in 3 weeks, 2 of them off the bench for Patrick Osborne, who is looking very, very good, and it's a very hard backline to get a start in here. He is doing everything possible to make sure he's a name on that team sheet. Here's Sopawanga, who's doing a bit of the same himself. Beautiful kick from the sideline, and Sopawanga adds the extras at 17-0. Highlanders over the Western Force. Zach Holmes back at halfway, once again kicking off. It is 17-0. The Highlanders one-way traffic at the moment. Sopawanga finds George North, and he gets the ball rolling again. Chips over to Moran, and regathers. Unbelievable hands. He's held short there. Beautiful tackle coming in from Matthewson as Sopawanga. Clean line. Can he find some support? Looks wide all through the hands. Saul Savea picks up. Goes straight into the defence. Solid tackle from Hayward. And they get the ball back, the Force. Back it goes to Morrison. North just about slides right to the line. Here's Beef. Oh, good tackle there on the second rower. The Force might get this ball back. They do. Mathewson. Huge shot on the scrum half. And the Highlanders say, give me that ball back again. Here's North. Wants a try. Desperately close. Held short once again. The Highlanders numbers to the breakdown. Sopoaga flings it wide. Stowers will do it. He knows how to put the ball over the line. Another try goes the way of the Highlanders, and they look emphatically good tonight. 22-0 in front of their home crowd. 3 tries on the board, and they are just barging, destroying this Western Force team at the moment. Beautiful pass from Sopoaga, just completely threw it out the back door. Great defence from Hayward. He stopped 2 tries in that passage. Osborne should have scored one, but the ball went straight through his hands. In the end, Stowers got the job done, as he so often does. Sopoaga, such a good link player. He finds the ones outside him very well with crisp passing. Once again, he was the last pass and that try. Here's his conversion. Oh, that is a dream of a conversion. Beautiful kick from Lima Sopoaga. And the icing on the cake with another conversion. And here come the changes for the Highlanders. Goody coming on there, but all the changes here. Franks, Matu'u, Moen, Purgos, Smith, Fekitoa, and Kaka. The full list of changes for the Highlanders. So mixing things up here with just over 20 to go. The game is surely in the bag as Matu'u fires it out to no one. And the Western Force gets some ball inside the Highlanders half.
Advantage.
Here's a run and here's a penalty, but what a run from Derbyshire. Can the Highlanders maybe want to give this penalty away? I think they do, and they will. It was Gillies Kaka just on the field, offside player. And the Western Force, well, the Highlanders will want them just to hurry up. Well, there he was, yes, fell off the tackle as well. Almost had no idea what was going on and just fell over to make it look like he was trying. As a result, Holmes will be kicking for a touch. And Ben Smith on the sideline. Just coming on the field as well. And here's some changes for the Western Force. Waitarago coming off. I'm sure there's probably more than that as well. But there's a line out here for Charles and the Western Force just 5 metres out from the Highlanders line. Wanting to be the first team to score, but they won't even get the line out. Osborne looks for Kaka and he'll kick this. An absolute horror kick, but it bounces up and goes into touch on the 10-metre line. Well, that was a real ugly kick from Gillies Kaka, but boy, oh boy, it got them out of trouble, just what they needed. And the way the Force line-out is going, they might just contest another one. Into the middle, and our Duplessis says thank you very much again. Fekitoa on the field. Big pass. Smith has a stretch, but he turns and does brilliantly. Finds Armitage. Armitage on the inside. Gets it to Kaka. And Kaka gets man and ball at the same time. Takes him down quickly. And a turnover going the way of the Force. Looking to use the back line. Great run here from Hayward. Can't link up wide. He has to go to ground on the halfway line. Still ball for the Force. Highlanders searching for that bonus point try. As they fling it. Oh, Gillies Kaka offside again. As Ben Smith is hammered. His opposite number. No chance at all there for Cummins. Is away they come, the Force.
Advantage over.
And advantage is over. 101 mauling here. This is absolutely fantastic. Oh, he brushes him off and has another go. And why not as well? As the Force are really getting some momentum. When it goes for Cummins. Matu! Great tackle. Try saver on Cummins. He was just about in for all money. But not even the Honey Badger can get a score against this Highlanders team. And Steenkamp coming on for Burns here. Another change in the forward pack for the Western Force. 5 to go. Highlanders will want this fourth try, they will demand a bonus point against a team like the Force. Here's Sopoaga, runs at the line, finds Gillies Kaka, who's been hammered.
Release.
Big shot there on Kaka. Warburton, Fikatawa just about lost the ball. Here's Ben Smith up against Noodle. Great tackle. Noodle turns it over. And the Western Force spin this wide. A chance again for Cummins. He decides to pass. He gets it involved with Hayward. And they go short again. They can't find a way through this Highlanders defence.
Release.
Both teams desperate for a try. One just wants to score. The other wants to get a bonus point. The Force hot on attack. They might get it here. Over the top. It will be it. There we go. It took 4 full matches. But finally, the Highlanders concede a try. And they will not take a bonus point home tonight either. Shipley gets it. And what a finish. Quite an outstanding finish to this match for the Force. In the corner he goes. That's as good as it gets. Quite a good player in addition to the Force. Coming off the bench, Dominic Shipley. Now the questions must be asked as to why he didn't start for the Force. They've got to try, and unsurprisingly, it is the Australian side that has scored against the Highlanders. The last team to do it was the Rebels. It took all match, 82 minutes, but they've finally got it done. And Zach Holmes who had the conversion. The Highlanders fell off the pace this time when the subs come on. The Force, well, they've scored. And it may well be very, very little consolation, but the Highlanders will take all 4 points. The Force will have to find glory in just the one try. Warburton was huge in the first half, but he was pretty much unseen in the second. The Force picked up the pace. The Highlanders struggled to keep up. The match as a result, though, was well and truly done by then. Mitchell, Osborne and Stowers getting 1 try apiece. Sopoaga started the scoring off with a penalty and then got all 3 conversions by full time. 24 points was their scoring. As for the Western Force, Dom Shipley with the 1 try. And Zach Holmes gets the conversion, giving them 7. Well, some teams may take delight in seeing someone score against the Highlanders, but to see that and for another side to take delight that you actually conceded points, it must be very satisfying that teams take a point against you as a victory. The full-time stats see the Highlanders possession 56%, very much in their own half though. That was the problem in that second half. The territory 44-56 to Western Force took that one out, but line breaks, look at that. The Highlanders will not be pleased with how those line breaks went down, 9-4, but they have got the win in the bank. They only scored 3 tries from 9 line breaks. That will not please them at all, and they'll hope to improve on that. Handling errors 16-2, an absolute horrible amount of handling errors from the Highlanders today, but they get the win and they get the 4 points in the bank, and that will be number 1 priority. So let's see how the table looks. The Highlanders with another 4 points in the bank, and we'll look to own that number 1 spot on the ladder. If the Blues or Crusaders have anything to say about it, it could be different. Let's check it out. So first up, the results from round 8, the last couple of rounds. The Highlanders 24-7 over the Western Force. The Brumbies in the second to last match, 41-13 over the Reds, and the Sharks 39-12 over the Cheetahs. A couple of matches have taken place of round 9. The Chiefs 30-22 over the Waratahs. Boy, the Waratahs have really fallen off the pace this season. Finalists last year, nothing this year at all. The Crusaders looking good. They have taken out the Rebels 48-15. A convincing display from the Cantabrian side at home. So next up is going to be an absolute monster. The Blues at home, Eden Park, against the Highlanders. Now, just remember, pre-season, Blues, Highlanders, what happened that fateful night? It was a massive upset, 31-19 to the Blues, and that was at Eden Park as well. What a match that was, and Well, the neutral fans, the Blues fans as well, will be hoping for a match like that because it was entertainment plus. But the Highlanders have already repaid the Blues for that, beating them in the first round of the competition 22-17. But the Blues will be out for revenge here in round 9. Let's have a look at the table because that could be a real interesting one given the result of that match. Well, not really. The Highlanders will remain top no matter what happens in their next match. The Blues are 7 points behind, so it really is do or die. They have to win against the Highlanders next week if they're to get any closer to taking that top spot, the automatic qualifier out of New Zealand. But they have problems of their own. The Crusaders are also on 20 points, exactly dead even, although the Blues have a match in hand. So that's a bit of a difference maker, but the Crusaders looking good. The Chiefs, don't forget about them. They're only 4 points behind. That is one match away from overtaking both the Blues and the Crusaders. But once again, they also have played one extra match. But you cannot forget once again about the Hurricanes. They're on 14 points and a win. Of course, they have a match in hand like the Blues and the Highlanders. A win for them will leapfrog the Chiefs and put them possibly within 1 point of the Crusaders and Blues. This is an absolute phenomenal New Zealand conference. One match separates second to fifth just about, which is absolutely unbelievable closeness in the division. So let's check out what we have to go in the rest of the conferences. South Africa, the Sharks lead the way there on 28 points. The Bulls second on 23. Stormers on 17, struggling to keep up, but look at this. Cheetahs and Lions, 1 point. 1 point each. Still, after 6 matches, who's going to win? Who's going to win Cheetahs versus Lions? Anyone keen to pick a draw? 0-0, possibly. In Australia, the Brumbies lead the way on 30 points. They are the leading side in the competition at the moment. The Waratahs quite a wee way behind. It's surprised that they're still actually in second with an abysmal record. Look at this. Brumbies 7 from 7. Best Australian team this year, no question. Waratahs 3 and 5. What an abysmal record from the Waratahs. 3 wins, 5 losses from 8 matches. Wow, the Reds third on 13. This is how weak the Australian conference is. Rebels on 8 and the Force, no good at all. They're down there on 6 points. They did start off all right, the Force, but it's all come horribly unstuck for them. Back into the New Zealand Conference and the Highlanders versus the Blues. It is becoming a bit of a grudge match, and it is really the only side that has ever been close to conquering the Highlanders from New Zealand has been the Blues. It is going to be almost the final of the New Zealand Conference. If the Highlanders win this, they will scamper away with the New Zealand Conference title uncontested completely. But the Blues have the final chance to pull this one in. The Crusaders will still consider themselves a chance, but we are yet to see them in action. So that is my time for today. Thank you all for tuning in to the Highlanders Career Mode, where we're into round number 9 against the Blues, and I'll see you all there. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you at Eden Park for the big one, round 9, Highlanders versus Blues. Until then, take care.